After a long wait, Myth Gameshow presents The Dungeon. The Dungeon finally is out to the public. The first episode, which is the Gauntlet. If you're wondering how the Gauntlet works, pretty much over the span of 48 hours, the contestants had 8 minigames, all lasting 6 hours each. The top 10 times/scores will advance to the next game, meaning that 20 players will be eliminated this round and will be eliminated in the first game. All the 80 players who advance will be moving on to Game 2, where they have the opportunity to continue their journey. Without further ado, let's showcase the games. The first event was the Jigsaw puzzle. A classic puzzle where contestants had to get the fastest time, and the puzzle had 60 pieces, so it was a great opportunity for contestants to speedrun. And here is the Jigsaw puzzle, which has all 100 contestants. So the goal was to get the fastest time, trying to memorize the patterns, try to go as fast. Let's see the times. We had 56 submissions, so we're going from bottom to top, just like we did in the Discord server when this competition was happening. And what's that? 11th place advances as well. If you're wondering why, there was a tie between 10th and 11th, and I didn't feel like making both not advance, so I decided to let both of them advance. And plus there was no millisecond mechanic for this, so I decided let's just have both of them advance, make it fair. So at the end of the day, we'll have 81 contestants advance to Game 2, unless other games don't even have 10 submissions, or just any other ties, which makes it more. But for now, we have 81 advancing to the next game. And here is our top 10. All these 11 contestants are safe for the rest of the round. They will not need to play in the rest of the minigames. They can for fun, and I will reveal their scores as if they were playing the games, but they will not need to compete to see who advances to the next round anymore. What's event number 2, you say? It's missing letters. Missing letters, the process is simple. You have a sequence, and you try to find the missing letters in the sequence as fast as you can. No AI, of course. And you try to go as fast. Accuracy goes first because you have to be accurate, but also speed is a tiebreaker. And here are the sequences and the correct answers. As you can see, some sequences have less letters missing, while some have more. It's a fun challenge, and contestants had the image of the sequence, not the text, which adds another layer of difficulty. Let's see the rankings. So these were the contestants that cleared Game 1. They all decided to give it a shot. As you can see, this challenge is a bit brutal, but we had 54 submissions, so we're going to show the results and who all advances to game number 2. And with that, here are our top 10 players from game number 2 advancing to game 2. We had a competitive brawl, but ultimately these 10 players were able to make it through. This game lasted from midnight Eastern Time to 6 a.m., so it's a late night shift for the Eastern Time. And now we go to event 3. This came from 6 a.m. to 12 p.m., so this was the morning shift. And this was just about reaction time. Just hit the spacebar whenever you need to, and then you get points. Let's see how everyone did. So here were the contestants that already advanced. They did it for fun. And then we had 50 submissions for this, and we're just going to show how well everyone did. And these are the top 10, meaning we have 31 players advancing to the next game now. And now we go to event 4. Event 4 took place from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m., so the afternoon shift. And there were approximately 16 words where contestants had to find relating to this game. We have classic words such as myth and dungeon and guard, to protocol, entry, quicktime, stuff based off past games and current host and the dungeon mechanics. So the goal was once again accuracy first, then time. And then there was everyone that did it for fun. Some contestants didn't finish it, they just did a command, but I count them anyways, just out of consistency. And then we had contestants doing the full thing. So let's reveal how the actual contestants did. We had 52 submissions with a good portion not even finishing it. They started the command but never finished the word search puzzle. And while you can see, we had 38 contestants who did complete it fully, and we're going to show everyone that did complete it. And with that, this is our top 10, meaning 41 have advanced, meaning we have half of the spots for the next game, meaning it is now day 2 of the game, meaning this is where the pressure gets up higher. And for game number 5, we had Hextris, which is kind of similar to Tetris. You just press this arrows and the spacebar, try to match colors. You have 3 in a row and you get points. It's a puzzle game inspired by Tetris, and it is a bit difficult. For these app games, we didn't want to use anything that was like super common in orgs. We wanted to make these app games a bit more unique because I didn't want a repetitive app game showdown, because that would be kind of boring for the contestants and honestly kind of boring for the hosting process. So we want to make these challenges unique. Without further ado, let's show the scores. We start off with the non-contestants, the ones who already cleared. Then we had 36 submissions, which is the lowest one so far, as more and more contestants are advancing to the next round. And then here are more submissions, and more submissions. And then here's our top 10, meaning we have 51 contestants now advancing to game number 2. But now we move on to event 6, a flow puzzle. This took place from 12 a.m. Eastern Time all the way to 6 a.m. Eastern Time, so the late night shift. Pretty much the grid was empty with these points starting, and then you had to connect them while filling the entire grid. It's a fun concept. I played flow puzzle on my phone before. It's fun, but probably isn't as fun when you're doing it to not die in the dungeon. So let's show the scores. Once again, we had the contestants who are advanced. We had a few DNFs for contestants that just ran the command and never finished. And then we had times on the other side, sometimes as fast as 25 seconds, which I find insane, but respects. But on the actual scoring board, we have 8 DNFs. You see, 28 contestants tried, but 8 of them didn't finish. Then we move on to 11th to 20th, the people who actually finished the puzzle. Unfortunately, they did not advance, but these 10 contestants advanced, meaning 61 contestants are now safe and will be advancing to game number 2. But now we move on to Golfield, the last app game. During this challenge, the events alternate from app games to command-based challenges. So this is the last app game challenge. This is the interface. Pretty much the ball spins around the other ball and then you try to get it in the hole. You have 3 balls, and if you miss, you lose a ball. Once you miss all your balls, you're out. It's a rage game, but the pressure's higher when there's only 21 spots left. So who all advances? Firstly, we only had 3 contestants doing it for fun. It was during the early morning, and I don't think many of the contestants really wanted to do that one because it was a rage-based game. So let's see who advances though. And with that, these 10 contestants take 10 of the last 20 spots, meaning there's only one event left, meaning 19 people will be eliminated from this game in the first round. Who will it be? Let's go to the last event. These are the players who have yet to advance. Some of them you may recognize throughout the game. Some of them haven't been participating in the challenges, but only one opportunity is left. Only 10 contestants will advance, while the other 19 will be eliminated from this game for good. Who will survive? Who will be eliminated? We'll have to see. Now, what was this last game? Speed counting. You might remember this challenge from the shuttle, or an event in Myth Gameshow or 12 Central. Pretty much you have a series of emojis, and you have one emoji where you just have to count how many they showed up in a sequence. Unlike the other time-based challenges, this was not off accuracy. Instead, this was off speed. So if you miss one, you don't lose a point, but instead you get a 30-second penalty. So you gotta count quickly, but you gotta make sure your count guesses are correct as well. So it comes down to this. 10 spots are left. We have around 29, 28 contestants left to place. Yep. Around so. So we'll see who will advance to game number 2, who will you be seeing in the next episode of the dungeon. We'll have to see. So yeah, here are the contestants who already advanced. I'm gonna decide just show it like that, get those guys out of the way. But I decided to do something more interesting. Instead of just showing like the leaderboard, I'm gonna go one by one. One contestant is safe at a time, and one contestant is eliminated at a time, as 10 spots are left, and the other 19 are eliminated. So let's get the show going. Gray advances to the next game. Regard advances to the next game. White Spider advances to the next game. A Little advances to the next game. Andrew advances to the next game. Jasmine advances to the next game. Rob advances to the next game. Davey advances to the next game. And now, I messed up on the screenshots, but Atomo24 also advances to the next game, and Nish becomes the first contestant to die, as he did not submit for this event. Helmium also did not submit for this event. Neither is Nicole, neither is Mary. Casanoid did not submit for this event. John Coffey did not submit for this event. Emmy did not submit for this event. Coffee did not submit for this event. Charles did not submit for this event. Brayden did not submit for this event. And Arca did not submit for this event. Meaning we have 18 actual submissions. Meaning of the 18, 8 will die for those who actually submitted, and then 10 will survive. But there's only 9 people who have yet to place, and only one of them will make it out of this round alive. Let's go one by one to see who will take that last spot, the 81st spot of the next games. Venter dies. Raven dies and does not advance to the next game. Cloud dies and does not advance to the next game. Meredith dies and does not advance to the next game. Cammy dies and does not advance to the next game. Panda dies and does not advance to the next game. Cassie dies and does not advance to the next game. It comes down to Duke and Savvy. Duke comes in this game as the winner of the most recent Square season 12.5. As Savvy enters this game as an UNO participant, making alumni in the UNO tournaments, and also winning a circle org called Spiderweb 2 years ago. 2 circle winners fighting for the last spot and speed counting. Which one will advance and which one will be eliminated for good? It comes down to this. And the 81st spot to the second game goes to Duke. Duke takes the last spot and will be advancing to game number 2, while Savvy's run unfortunately comes to an end here. And if you're curious about the scores, here they are. These people did not submit, meaning they were out because they did not submit. And these were the 8 scorers that did submit, but unfortunately were not fast enough to advance to the next game. And these were the top 10 scores, meaning these 10 made it to the next game. With that, episode 1 concludes. Here are the deaths. These 19 contestants were not able to make it to the top 10 of any of these games, meaning their run comes to an end. That is it for the first round of the dungeon. I'll see you next episode, which hopefully does not take as long to produce. I've just been pretty busy lately, and I live in a dorm, so I don't want to be talking to myself while recording these videos while having a roommate. Also, I've been pretty busy with life and other projects such as the Square, the UNO tournaments, the main server, but the gap between episodes should not be as long. I'll see you in episode 2, where things only get more intense from there. I'll see you then.